Hey guys, what is up? Snowflake here, and welcome to another episode of Drafting My Team. We're on episode 18 now. So yesterday, or last episode, we had not a very good day, although technically, even though we lost again in the Europa League last 16 second leg, we did manage to go through on away goals. We played pretty badly. Lampy gave them the lead, which sent the game to extra time. Tony Cruz scored a brilliant goal to get us a crucial away goal and pretty much send us through, even though Georgi Chakbatadze managed to score a goal in the last minute of extra time. It still wasn't enough to knock us out, and we went through to the quarter-final, where we will start this episode and take on Arsenal, who were also our opponents in the FA Cup quarter-final, and having played extra time against Ghent, having so many tired players, injured players, and no one to replace them, we ended up playing pretty badly, and we were kind of lucky to only lose 1-0 to Arsenal in the end. Aubameyang with a goal. Then we had a decent break before we took on Manchester City in the derby, and we actually played really well. But unfortunately, we couldn't find the goal that would give us the 3 points, so our only Premier League game of the day ended with us getting just a point. And in today's episode, we've got a couple of Prem games. We start off away at 16th place Watford, and then we start our Europa League quarter-final against Arsenal as we return to the Emirates to try and get revenge for last time. And then we face Everton at home in the Premier League, who are 4 points below us in 14th. So hopefully we can get some wins under our belt, or at the very least in the Arsenal game a draw, to put us into a good position ahead of the second leg. Yeah, let's see how it all goes. Okay, more scout reports. Yep. Alright. 53% of people believe I should be sacked as manager. Well, let me just check on something on the stream. 1 second, guys. Bear with me. Okay. Thought there was a chance you might not be able to hear me. I think we're good. Okay, well, hopefully your team's sponsored by Football Manager. Don't play like it in this episode. Play for set pieces. Loads of players could do with a rest, but we just simply don't have enough players. Okay, Chong doing well in training. Bardsley not doing well. We might have to rely on him, unfortunately, if something happens to Wan-Bissaka. Right, Asensio now happy to stay. Didn't even remember him wanting to go. Probably realizes after his injury that he can't do that much better than this at the moment, and maybe he should improve a little bit before he starts pushing for a move. Leicester managed to beat Liverpool, coming back from behind. Last-minute penalty from Jamie Vardy. Not good news for us in our quest for Europe, but it does mean Liverpool might be losing the grip on the Premier League title. So yeah, could be a good thing. Okay, Chelsea drew with Burnley, a late equaliser for Giroud. Sheffield United getting 2 men sent off against Man City, of course. Maguire scoring against his old club in the first minute. Norwich lost at home to Tottenham, which is good for us. An interesting fight between Southampton and Newcastle. Redmond and Long scoring late to win that for Southampton. And West Ham have beaten Wolves 3-0. So that means if we win, we might go up to 10th or 11th. But it's all still fairly packed down there, but we definitely need to keep winning games. Can't even remember who we agreed to rest in the last game. Anyway, Cruz, Cazorla, Asensio and Fernandez start. Toko Akambi on the bench, Alba on the bench. Fabinho is being rested, so is Dybala. Yeah, that's going to be our team for the Watford game. Hopefully Marco Asensio and Carlos Fernandez starting to get their match fitness back, because we're going to need them for the rest of the season. Watford's team is going to be Foster in goal against his old club. Dawson, Cathcart against his old team. Cabasele and Messina at the back. Capu and Doucouré holding. Deulofeu and Pereira on the wings with Queen up behind Troy Deeney. Dahlberg, Chalobah cleverly against his old team. Joao Pedro, Hughes, Montez and Sarr on the Watford bench. Pretty weird to see Sarr on the Watford bench, considering how well he played in real life for Watford this season. Well, nothing's happened except for a Watford shot. And so Watford throw now Dawson to Capu. Cross to Doucouré. Deulofeu. Deulofeu gets into the box and his shot is straight at Oblak. Deulofeu, who usually joins Man United on FM saves where United are computer controlled. Interesting to see how he does against them. Chong has got himself a yellow card. Well, we haven't had a single shot and we're coming up to half time against a team below us in the league. It doesn't bode well when you're trying to qualify for Europe. Herrera gets it back from Messina. Here's Capu. Up to Messina. Down the line, Pereira. Cross to the back post. Deulofeu's winning a header. Deulofeu should not be winning a header against someone in the box. Straight to Oblak. Chong's not having a very good game. Feeling to bring him off. It's not going to be much of a rest in the end for Paulo Dybala. But hopefully he can be an improvement. We haven't played him on the wing this season, so we'll see how that one goes. But it's half time right now. Oh, not yet. Rodriguez free kick. And someone's gone down. Cabasele pushed Dybala. VAR's looking at it. And it will be a penalty In the last minute of a half, we've had a terrible half. Now a chance to take the lead. Santi Cazorla from the penalty spot puts it right in the bottom corner. An undeserved goal. It doesn't matter, we take the lead. 1-0 to the Blizzard gang. Well, that was one of our 2 shots of the game, a penalty. But it's given us the lead against Watford, and hopefully we can hang on to it. We didn't win at all in a match last episode. Of course, we did beat Ghent on aggregate, but it'd be nice to get an actual, real win under our belts, especially with so many players being rested. Well, looks like the Watford dominance is continuing, despite our goal. However, there's no highlights being shown, so I have no idea the extent of them. De La Feu has been booked. Hughes is on for Queen as their first change as we have a throw. Fabra to Fernandez. Cazorla, a goal scorer. Goes well down the left-hand side, showing he has some dribbling ability. And he's made it all the way into the box. He can't get any power on the shot. Would have been some goal, but fortunately Santi can't score unless it's a penalty. Joke. Of course, he has scored other goals this season. Messina's throw, Cabasele goes long. Hughes heads it back to Doucouré. Capu looking for Pereira, who flicks it on, but Wan-Bissaka will get to it. Cruz back to Oblak. Oblak will clear it. Watford very much playing better than us this game for sure. Dawson to Cathcart, and he goes back to Ben Foster. Foster to Cabasele. Here's Messina. Pereira. Tackled by Asensio, but it's fallen straight to Dini. Hughes to De La Feu. Capu. Out to Messina. This looks dangerous. Gets it back from Pereira. Here comes across Troy Dini's header. Tipped over by Oblak. And that's the last thing he's going to do, is he's replaced by Pedro. Watford still on the attack here. Asensio brings down Pereira. Thought Troy Dini wasn't coming back to training. Is that not what he said? I'm joking. On that topic though, I do respect his decision not to come back. There's no reason for footballers to risk everything coming back to training if they don't feel it's safe. Especially when they have families. If they have the money, they don't really need to care about going to work every day, making money, and they're already financially secure for a long time, so I respect it. James Rodriguez is tired. We'll bring on Fabinho. Sarr is on for Pereira. Watford free kick, De La Feu. Asensio's been booked. Dawson's header. Oof. Just over the bar. And we're hanging on to the 1-0. I mean, look at that. The dominance. 14 shots to 3. Watford are absolutely destroying us. Not too long after we just drawn with Manchester City. Cruz has been booked. Watford free kick in the last minute. De La Feu. Cathcart flicks it on. And it's gone in off Hummels. But I think the flag's up. No, it's gone in. It's actually counting. Mats Hummels with a last minute own goal to deny us the victory. Maybe there's going to be one last chance for us here with Santi. Fabra down the line. Here is Fabinho. Santi Cazorla. What a chance. He's gone for goal. Foster saves, and I thought it was going to loop in. It stays out. 20 seconds left for this corner. Cruz to take. Cathcart heads it away. His header was the one that led to the goal. Santi Cazorla now into the box. Switches the play to Cruz, who's got space. Sends in the cross, headed away by Cabasele. Asensio, Santi drills it wide, but that's going to be it. Ah, man. We've thrown away the victory. I know we didn't deserve it, but another own goal. Mats Hummels into his own net after Santi Cazorla's penalty to win it. And Hummels has won man of the match. How has that happened then? He scored the own goal that cost us the match, and he's won man of the match. Right, Fernandez was the worst player. He's definitely not ready to come back yet. But he doesn't have a choice. All of our players are tired and injured. I've told him unlucky, but not sure how I feel about that. We're still in 11th. Now Palace and potentially Brighton could overtake us with a game in hand. Okay, we got some money from Lukaku. Now we've got to wait to play at the Emirates and see if we can do better in that one. %57% want me sacked now. How often do they do these polls? Feels a little bit too often for me. Oh. Well then. I guess we won't have to worry about that Europa League quarterfinal. Because we have just been sacked. Damn, absolutely zero warning. Normally they give you like a points total to get in the next few games before they sack you, but damn. Well, okay. Goodbye, I guess. Oh dear. Yeah, well, I guess it would have happened sooner rather than later anyway. I mean, there's not too long to go in the season, and I guess they probably would have sacked me at the end of it. Okay, well, that's the end of this save. We'll simulate to the end of the season and see what happens. There's 2 games against Arsenal, Everton, Leicester, Newcastle, Liverpool, Villa, and Norwich in the league. Potentially more Europa League. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Was it 17th of May? I think, yeah. Damn, it sucks. Let's make it 18th of May. So the matches still happen on the 17th. But yeah, that's going to be it for the Drafting My Team series. I held off on transfers because I had a plan for the summer on how I was going to do transfers. But I didn't even make it that far. So I guess I could tell you now. So what I was planning to do was do another draft. Or draft simulation on the same website WeFit as before. And then I'd randomly pick 5 players from that team. And those would be the 5 players I'd have to sign. I'd have to pick the formation of the new draft as well. So yeah, it was going to be a nice little refresh just to see what kind of players we get, what kind of formation we'd have to switch to. But yeah, I kind of saw this happening though. The starting 11 was a very good team, but strikers we were very much lacking. Toko Akambi did well, but behind him was Carlos Fernandez was our best option. Fullbacks, again, Wan-Bissaka and Alba are great, but behind him you've got Fabra and Bardsley. Not so great. Wingers, Santi Cazorla was alright, but having to play him as a winger, not ideal. I mean, Bale was great. He kept getting injured. Chong performed well beyond expectations, but maybe he wasn't quite good enough. Yeah. I think just generally, we had a pretty unbalanced squad. Like, when you're forced to use a squad of 23, and 3 of those players are world-class goalkeepers, like, we had Oblak, Navas, and Lloris. It's a little bit weird. We had a lot of centre-backs as well. Laporte, Matip, Hummels, Dunk, all Premier League quality. We just didn't have a backup in some positions, which is very much a shame. Very much a shame. I haven't been looking at the matches to see what happens. Yeah. It's hard to pinpoint where it all actually went wrong, though. Like, at the start of the season, we were looking at potentially winning the title. We were on that kind of form, and no one was stopping us. Yeah, at some point, we just completely did a U-turn. The first quarter of 2020, we didn't even win a single league game, which was not very good. You can see they've just hired Rafa Benitez as the new Blizzard Gang manager. I can't lie, that feels wrong in so many ways. But I guess if Jose Mourinho could technically take on the United job, then it's not too crazy for Rafa Benitez to do it. Yeah, strikers, we definitely lack depth. Wingers, we lack depth. Like Jordi Alba was playing there. Basically because Gareth Bale was injured, we had to play Alba as a winger, meaning we had to play a less than ideal left back. Fabinho and Cruz, I guess, were good enough holding mids. Attacking mids, I feel like Paulo Dybala didn't show me his full potential. Maybe the same could be argued for Rodriguez, especially when we really need them. Wan-Bissaka was okay for the most part. Jordi Alba played well. I enjoyed watching him. Hummels and Laporte were great at the start, but then they really started having too many off days towards the end. Constantly see them losing the ball, getting outpaced. I guess like they aren't really fast players, but yeah, it definitely showed towards the end against players like Aubameyang, Aguero, Nathan Redmond. Annoyingly, that guy always seemed to have a goal against us. Yeah, conceptually, I very much enjoyed the save. Hopefully, hopefully I can try this again in the next FM. I can get a bit more of a favourable team, or at least a more balanced team where you don't have 3 goalkeepers that are really good. Then players like what we had, Phil Bardsley, we had Frank Fabra, David Limberski, Diego Fagundes. Like that's three positions out of 20 taken up by goalkeepers. 4 of them taken up by players like well below the standard of a good Premier League team. That leaves you with 16 usable players, and that is tough to work with. And even then, some of those players included Chong, who's young and has decent potential, but you don't want to be relying on him week in, week out. Who else have I not mentioned? Like Toko Akambi and Carlos Fernandez are decent strikers, but not on the level of players like Aguero, Aubameyang, Vardy, Firmino, Salah. Yeah. don't get me wrong, most of the starting 11 were really good players, but yeah, it just didn't work out. Sometimes things just don't work out. I haven't actually called any of the Blizzard Gang matches on the fixtures coming up here. I'm trying to avoid them though. It could be good to read them all out come the end of the season. I'm especially interested to see where they come in the Europa League. I want to see which players the managers use, actually. That's going to be very interesting. Because we were rocking with a 4-5-1. I think the formation we had on the draft wasn't quite that, but there was no equivalent on Football Manager. So we had to put 2 attacking midfielders instead of like a right forward and a left forward. And it started off working out really well. I wonder how Rafa Benitez would have changed the tactics. I'm wondering how we got on against Arsenal in the Europa League, and if we possibly made it all the way to the final and won. I wonder if I get a medal for my part in it. Guessing no. You never know. But yeah, I guess streaming wise, now that this save is effectively over, I guess we'll be doing 2 streams a week. 2 streams a day every week from now on until the next FM comes out. So we got 3 FM series left and 4 other series, and 2 of those each week. That makes 14. So yeah, but that does mean I'll have more time to work on some other stuff. I've got a lot of stuff cooking for my other channel. You can check that out in the description below. It's just called Snowflake. It'll give me some more time to work on stuff for that. But yeah, that's kind of how I envisaged my streaming schedule when I started planning. I'd have loads of series at the start, and then some of them would end, and the ones that went well would keep going. So I guess this is one way to go about it. Just get sacked from all the ones that aren't going too well, and keep the ones that you're doing alright in. Okay, Madison signs a new 5-year deal. 3 days left until the Prem season ends. I don't know when the Europa League final would be, or if the Blizzard Gang even made it that far. And another thing I'm going to look out for is to see which players that didn't play very well for me are going to show up towards the end of the season. Because I remember in the other save I've been sacked, which was coincidentally also at a Man United team, like the actual one, noticed some players who didn't really show up for me all of a sudden turned up, and they had a really, really good end to the season, which ended up in them going from almost being in the relegation zone to finishing 5th in half a season. Alright, 1 day to go. Wow. Those are people trying to ask me questions while I'm on holiday. Okay, Rafa Benitez got hired on the 16th of April. I don't know why I'm reading all of this. Okay, let's see how Blizzard Gang got on. I haven't seen the league position. I'm just trying to get to the schedule. Don't want to spoil anything. Let's go one match at a time. Okay, so we drew with Watford. That was our last game. Next up, no manager. They lost 3-0 to Arsenal in the first leg of the Europa League quarter-final. Lacazette, Ozil and Willock with the goals. Do they keep the same formation? Not really. They did a 4-5-1 variant, so they moved like the wingers further forward and pulled the attacking mids back to centre mid. But otherwise, personnel-wise, Tony Cruz is starting, which is different because we only had one defensive mid. So I guess they tried to fit him in. But Dybala and Rodriguez as wingers. I don't know. They beat Everton 3-0 in the league. Toko Akambi and Tufo Fernandez. This is still pre-Rafa Benitez. Fernandez had a very good game up front. Toko Akambi playing as a winger. It's interesting. Sensio in the middle of a park. Phil Bardsley starting. Okay. They drew 1-1 at home to Arsenal in the second leg, so that was it for the Europa League adventure. Aubameyang gave Arsenal the lead. Toko Akambi tied it up. And at this point, I think Rafa Benitez takes over. He wins 1-0 at Leicester in the league. Last minute winner for Toko Akambi. Bardsley starting again. Man. And then he beat Newcastle, his old team, 3-1. Toko Akambi and Gareth Bale coming back. That must have been huge for them. He made it 2-0. He got man of the match in that game as well. Joelinton pulled one back. Fabinho added a third. Bale's injuries were definitely a big part of our season falling apart. Because when he played, he was the guy who'd come up with those goals that no one else would. And he was a good crosser as well. They lost 2-1 to Liverpool, Rafa's other old team. Milinkovic-Savic gave him the lead. Bale tied it up. Sadio Mane scored a winner. Wan-Bissaka was coming off the bench. Dybala was the striker. Was it the same formation? Nah, they're going 4-2-3-1 pretty much. Okay, at home to Aston Villa, they won 3-2. Wesley and Grealish gave him a 2-0 lead with a brilliant comeback. James, a Santi penalty, and a goal for Laporte, completely turned it around. Carlos Fernandez missed the last minute penalty, but it didn't matter. So yeah, good win for them. 3-2. And in the last game of the season, they drew 1-1 at Norwich. Asensio's goal cancelled out by Amadou. Good to see Asensio playing himself into some form. I'm not blaming him for playing badly in the few games he played for me. So that ended up in a 9th place Premier League finish. Just 3 points off a European spot. So a little higher than how I finished, but still a disappointing season for Blizzard Gang. But yeah. And that's going to do it for this save. Very short stream. Shorter than I was expecting. I didn't expect to lose my job that quickly. I was expecting maybe at least a talking to from the board. But yeah, sometimes things happen rather suddenly. I hope you've enjoyed the very high highs of this save, followed by now the extreme low of the save. It's been fun, challenging but fun. And hopefully you guys, if you enjoyed this, want to check out my other Football Manager series. We've got Galatasaray ongoing, we've got the Lane to Fame one ongoing, where we're at Chippenham at the moment, and we've still got Tyrol on the roll. So there's still more than enough FM action to keep you guys entertained. But if you did enjoy the stream/video, feel free to check out all of my links in the description below. In particular, my Discord, because I post my stream schedule there every week. And you can also be notified when I go live. But I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Take care, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Goodbye.